Disclaimer! Fuuka is the sole property of Dio Media and Seiyo Koji, both of whom are the sole owners of any footage I show today. Fuuka is available for streaming via Funimation and Crunchyroll, so please support the official release. Thank you, and enjoy today's episode. I was browsing the various new anime titles to watch in the beginning of the winter 2017 season, but since I kept up with way too many in the summer 2016 season, I had to be a little picky. It wasn't an impossible task, especially since there were quite a few series that I either weren't interested in or were titles that I'd prefer to binge once they finished airing. It was then that I stumbled across Fuuka, a series that quickly captured my interest with its use of a simple, slice-of-life romantic comedy formula, interwoven with a love of music that resounded through a genre that has been crowded lately. I was told that Fuuka is actually a sequel to 2005's Suzuka, which is also licensed and distributed in the West by Funimation, so I decided I would watch it so I could better understand and appreciate its sequel. Suzuka has a lot in common with Fuuka. They're both romantic comedies that take place within a real-world career field, but aren't quite workplace comedies. Suzuka follows characters in their school's track team, while Fuuka follows characters in a rock band called the Fallen Moon. In each, the main character is a male student who meets and befriends a female student who is either the reason they get involved in their after-school activities or vice versa. In Suzuka, the titular character is already a track team ace who quickly attracts the attention of Yamato Akitsuki and eventually draws him in after rejecting his confession, prompting him to do anything it takes in an effort to change the way she feels about him. In Fuuka, the titular character, who is actually the daughter of Yamato and Suzuka, is in serious doubt about what she wants to do with her life until Yu Haruna, the main character, hears her singing and convinces her to make music. I've heard among reviews for Suzuka that it's an extremely realistic romantic comedy, and I think that might be a reason why I found it to be incredibly exhausting. Yamato confesses his love to Suzuka within days of knowing her, and is crushed when she rejects him. But where most might stop, or at least back off a little bit, he decides to join the track team in an effort to get even closer to her. It's a brave, somewhat stupid approach that sounds similar to something I might have done in high school, which might be why I find it exhausting. Meanwhile, Fuuka is heavily entrenched in the current generation, which means each character is struggling to find what they want in life, and romance isn't really on the mind so much as it is in Suzuka. It actually takes a back seat to the band on their list of priorities, which is an interesting approach. Fuuka's biggest strength is in its music. Otherwise, it'd be a predictable slice of life that doesn't really do anything that hasn't been done before. Its OP, Climbers High, also serves as the band's first song, and is performed by the fictional group Hedgehogs, one of the driving influences for the Fallen Moon. Climbers High is an exciting, thematic track that parallels what Fuuka and Yu, as well as the entire band, are going through as the story progresses. I don't think they could have chosen a better OP for this series, but it is a bit overplayed in the series proper. I like that they included it as a first obstacle for the band to overcome, and I also like the realism of a band playing the same song over and over until they master it. But they could have easily done a montage instead of spending the entire series learning one song. In that same vein, the final episode has a pretty wide leap in logic in having Fuuka sing the song that she had only heard once with no time to actually practice, which seemed to contradict the entire series. Hedgehogs are key characters in the story, though it felt they were underused in the episodes leading up to the series' end. I imagine this might have something to do with the anime diverging from the manga's plot, but it was still a little concerning that these characters who were important enough to occupy the opening credits only served minor roles in the story. I liked them, and I wanted to see more of them, especially since they all had really cool character designs that would have looked really cool if used properly, but alas. So, all that said, the question stands. Can a series that isn't anything new without the music sustain the audience's interest for 12 episodes, or does it fall flat? I think it depends on the audience. Looking at it objectively, there are so many series that are very alike, and as a result, you can easily predict how things will end up by the end. So you may choose to drop the series because you don't want to waste your time on something you've already seen a million times over. On the other hand, if you're a fan of the phrase, "it's about the journey, not the destination," you might not mind being able to predict what will happen, and as such, you may enjoy Fuuka, appreciating it for its countless other qualities, like the beautiful animation style, the fantastic soundtrack, and the realistic, somewhat annoying character development. I'm recommending Fuuka to anyone who enjoys slice-of-life romantic comedies. Fuuka is currently streaming via Crunchyroll and Funimation, so give it a watch if you'd like. I think you'll find a lot to enjoy about the story of the Fallen Moon. Thanks for watching Anime Ambush! If you've made it to this point, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and invite you to check out a few of the videos I've made by clicking the boxes you see before you. If you like what I'm doing here, you can subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, or become my patron to have a bigger say in what kinds of content I produce. I'm James Hurd, signing off from Pixelation. See you next time!